What are you personally most looking forward to this season?
Just for us to be successful in everything we do and to hopefully hang banners again this year.
Perfect. We're going to go to some questions we got queued up from the media. So first up, Steve Springer.
Good morning, Tevin. Steve Springer from the Murray Ledger. Now that you're undoubtedly going to be the guy the defenses are going to key on, or try to anyway, a la Isaiah Cannon, Campaign, Ja, what are you doing to prepare yourself for that kind of role and how other teams are going to try to shut you down?
I mean, I don't really pay attention to teams trying to shut me down. It's a team sport, and you just let the game come to you. So I just practice what I know I do, which is shooting, trying to dribble the ball, and all the normal stuff that I normally do.
And we'll go to Ed Marlowe.
Tevin, good morning, man. I was actually curious. Clearly, you took a leap in several different statistical categories last year, offense and defense. What were some of the key things that you focused on to improve your game of basketball coming into this season, knowing that, you were going to have a lot of guys coming in to help out with several different roles?
I mean, I always focus on my shooting. I practice a lot more on my dribbling and making moves off of just instinct and not just playing basketball. And I feel like my defense has to go back to being a lot better than it was last year, in my opinion.
Next up, we have Harry Shorter.
Hey, Tevin, I want to ask you two questions. One is, tell us the great qualities about your coach, Matt McMahon. Tell us what you enjoy about playing with him. And then there's always high expectations at Murray. Is that added pressure or make it more fun?
I'll answer the second question first. It makes it a lot more fun. I mean, me personally, I like pressure, so when it's built up, it makes the game a lot more fun, in my opinion, overall. And it's really fun to play for him. He lets us basically play freely as long as we're doing what we're supposed to do and we're not messing up. He just lets us go, and I love playing for coaches like that.
Appreciate it. Stay safe.
Kenny Roth, you're up.
Hey, Tevin, Kenny Roth, Murray State Radio. Talk a little bit about, great shooters have practice routines that they go through and do the same things daily. Talk about in detail, what your individual workouts look like from a shooting standpoint that are your go-to things that you feel like you have to get done every day.
Well, a lot of my shooting is spot shooting on my own in different spots of the court, just making certain amounts of shots. But in my workouts, I do a lot of shooting off the dribble, coming off of ball screens, coming off of stagger screens, and shooting. Just the type of stuff that I do in the game, I do in workouts.
So, what number of shots are we talking about in a day's time for you normally?
I mean, I could shoot before practice, which I'll make 100 threes in a certain spot or move around the arc, and then after practice, shoot 100 more in different spots or in the same spot just to get myself warm before practice and to end practice.
Any head-to-head horse games with Coach McMahon in the off season?
No, we haven't had any of those yet.
Who wins that?
Me.
We'll go next to Jeff Bidwell.
Tevin, the way the season ended last year for you guys and obviously kind of rolled right into the pandemic and everything, is there when you lose your last game, there's always some mourning time, I guess, but with the way it ended and then the way everything kind of shut down, was there an extended mourning period for you? Did you guys get over it kind of quickly? How did the moving past the Belmont loss and into the spring sort of happen for you guys?
I mean, there's obviously a little bit of mourning after the game and maybe the day before, but what's done is done. We have to move on and get ready for the next season.
Coach said this summer was about the player development, since you guys weren't with the staff and you were kind of on your own, was really on your shoulders individually as players. How did you do that? What access did you have to gyms or whatever this summer while you were sort of isolated from the program?
Well, when I was home, I'm fortunate to have a high school that lets me use the gym whenever I need to. So I go in there and shoot on the gun that they have. I use the cones and the ladders and stuff to do certain workouts in the gym there. And then when I got back here, I was able to be in here sometimes with just myself, and I would do the same thing.
How different is it for you as not just a college basketball player, but as a college student, sort of the bubble that they have, sort of created for you guys, and just trying to make sure you're safe and healthy and able to play, and just sort of the limitations, I guess, that you have as just being a normal college student as opposed to maybe a year ago at this time?
I mean, right now, we definitely don't get the full benefits of being a college student, but I mean, it's what happens, and we had to make it a part of our game, so we had to adjust the best way we could.
Thank you.
Ed's got a follow-up, and then we probably have time for one more quick one after that.
Tevin, last year you looked at all of us in local media and told us that KJ Williams was in the position to, kind of take that next step. And we saw him step out to the arc, become an interior force, and become an all-conference player. Who are we looking at this year in your eyes, through your practicing with them and getting to know your teammates? Who are we looking at this year as taking the big leap, so to speak, in the Racer program?
I would say probably Chico and Devin are going to take a big step in as far as what they did last year. Next year, they'll definitely take a bigger step to adding more to our team and their games individually.